Be honest, when most people think about issuing tokens on a blockchain, they think Ethereum, ERC20s, smart contracts, gas fees. And for years, that was the whole story. Bitcoin was digital gold, and that was it. No tokens, no assets, no programmable money, just a ledger. But here's what nobody's talking about. While everyone was distracted by the ETF news and the price action, Bitcoin quietly shipped its most ambitious protocol upgrade in years. It's called Taproot Assets, and it might change everything about how we think about Bitcoin's role in the global financial system. Taproot Assets is a protocol built by Lightning Labs, the same team that built the Lightning Network, and it does something that sounds almost too good to be true. It lets you issue real assets on Bitcoin, not on a sidechain, not on a separate layer, on Bitcoin itself. Here's how it works. Taproot Assets uses something called Merkle trees inside Taproot outputs. Think of it like nesting a Russian doll inside a Bitcoin transaction. The Bitcoin network sees a normal Taproot transaction, but inside that transaction is a tree of asset data. The asset data is stored off-chain in what's called a universe, a distributed database that anyone can run. Architecture solves the biggest problem with token protocols: bloat. If you tried to put every token transfer on Bitcoin's base layer, you'd fill every block in minutes. The network would grind to a halt. That's what happened with ordinals and runes. Fee spikes, congestion, angry Bitcoiners. Taproot Assets sidesteps this entirely. The asset metadata lives off-chain. The blockchain only stores tiny proofs, and the actual transfers happen on Lightning. Let me say that again. The transfers happen on Lightning is the real killer feature. Taproot Assets are designed to work natively with the Lightning Network. You can open a Lightning channel denominated in a Taproot asset, not just Bitcoin, stablecoins, event tickets, loyalty points, stock certificates. And because it's Lightning, the transfers are instant. Near zero fees, private, global. You could send a tokenized dollar to someone in Brazil in under a second for less than a Satoshi in routing fees. That's not a theoretical. It's working today. Here's where it gets really interesting. The most obvious use case for Taproot Assets is stablecoins. A dollar-pegged token issued on Bitcoin, transferred on Lightning. This would be the first mainstream stablecoin infrastructure that doesn't depend on Ethereum at all. Think about the implications. The entire global remittance market, cross-border payments, merchant settlements, all running on Bitcoin's security model with Lightning speed and stablecoin price stability. Because Taproot Assets are issued by real entities, not smart contracts, the compliance story is actually better. Issuers can freeze assets, enforce KYC rules. It's actually running? Lightning Labs launched the mainnet alpha in late 2023. Since then, the protocol has been quietly gaining traction. The terminal client called Taproot Assets Daemon, or TapD, lets you issue, send, and receive assets. There's a growing universe of asset data. The first real-world use cases are emerging. Stablecoin pilots, tokenized gold, community currencies. It's still early. The tooling is developer-focused, but the infrastructure is real. Taproot Assets the only game in town? No. There's a whole ecosystem of Bitcoin asset protocols now. Ordinals for NFTs, runes for fungible tokens, RGB, which is a similar client-side validation system, and Liquid, which is a federated sidechain from Blockstream. But Taproot Assets has one advantage none of them have: Lightning integration. Deep, native, from the ground-up Lightning integration. Be honest about the risks. Taproot Assets are early. The protocol is still alpha. The developer experience is rough. And there's a real philosophical question about whether Bitcoin should host assets at all. But history suggests otherwise. Every successful monetary network eventually develops a financial system on top. The question isn't whether, it's how. Taproot Assets is one of those quiet revolutions that most people won't notice until it's already everywhere. The infrastructure is being built right now. The stable coins are coming. The asset universe is expanding. And when it's fully operational, Bitcoin won't just be digital gold. It'll be the settlement layer for the entire tokenized economy. Not through hype, not through VC funding, through cryptography, through Lightning, through the hardest money ever created. Sats. Build the future. Bitcoin.